All right, so the bachelor's pad bathroom. So once again, you can see that this is the vanity mirror is cardboard and contact paper, and the vanity itself is also contact paper of different kinds. You know, the hardwood, stainless steel for the sink, and then once again just a straw that I colored in black, and then some beads right there, and then just a couple little pieces to accentuate and accessorize. Those couple little pieces came from Timu. So yeah, so there you are with that. And then of course, all of this is all contact paper. The flooring, I wanted to do like, I guess like a marble flooring. So that's what that is. Of course, you have the toilet. And yes, the toilet comes up and down. And of course, the toilet paper. And then I did, of course, a place for the linen. And of course, that linen is nothing but I got washcloths from Dollar Tree and just cut them down to the size of dolls, which once again, when you're dealing with Barbie, you're dealing with 1/6 scale, which is a real scale for Barbie dolls. So, and then I found this nice picture on Temu that I put in there. And then there's the shower. And the shower is actually made out of cardboard, covered with the same contact paper as this. Contact paper. A lot of people who use plexiglass and all kinds of things. I actually just used, like, say you use, like, you get like a salad, like one of those the salad mixtures in the clamshells. I use the clamshells to make, glass. So, make glass. And I made it so that it's an open shower. And you can see that I have, the shower head in there and the shower thing in there. You see I have some shelving, and you see that soap. That soap came from Temu as well. I get accessories from Temu. I get accessories from, anywhere I can get them from. Thrift stores, wherever. I decided to make this light fixture. It is literally, once again, just cardboard and some beads that I've managed to put together and just make them, stand out a little bit. Of course, it doesn't light up, but, looks good. So, next we'll go into the kitchen. And once again, of course, I did do the painting. But I found this dartboard. I wanted something, for the men to, they'll play around and stuff. So found this, I need to learn sports, don't I? Dartboard. And I, put that in there because I'm pretty sure, they have fun with all that. I think one of my most fun things I did was I actually did a washer and dryer top, a stackable washer and dryer. And you can actually see in there, you can see the cylindrical little part in there. So it doesn't, once again, it's not functional, doesn't open, but you can see where, where you would do that. Of course, I have the cabinets, which of course the cabinets, all of this contact paper. not exactly how I want that to be. I think I meant to go back and redo that, which of course is something that I can go on ahead and do later. But the thing was that my ideas were coming so fast in my head that I did not even have a chance to even go back and do things. And I think I might have had something there, but I can't remember. But you know, it's something that I can go on ahead and, you know, take care of later. I'll fix it, you know, later. But for right now, is I'm happy. You know, I think for some, you know, I've always pretty much kind of I have tried to strive for quote unquote perfection, but we're not perfect. And I'm not trying to be perfect, but I'm happy. I'm happy with what I've done. Like I said, you know, minus a few cosmetic things. I just have to fix those, but I can get to that later. Because now I have a place to put all of them at without stepping over them and still have room to function in my basement. So here's a, you know, just a, another little cabinet space and some space to actually, you know, use. Countertop space. There goes the oven, which of course, once again, I'm gonna try to get this camera in here as close as I can without messing up anything. But yeah, so there goes the oven and the microwave oven, which once again is, you know, the microwave oven is, you know, you can see through it. Like I said, that it's either plexiglass or you know, like I said, plastic from off of a, you know, like I said, like a clamshell that you would get your, you know, your mixed greens in or something like that. Or even from, I don't open up a lot of my dolls. I don't open up a lot of my Barbies, but Barbie does have a lot of that plasticky, let's see if I can see if you can see this. Has a lot of that plasticky material that, you know, you can do and you can see through it. So the microwave oven is right there, and then of course the refrigerator. I'll have to probably try to take this back, see if we can get that without. Okay, so refrigerator right there. Then of course the cabinets over top of that. Let me see if I can get this on. Then you see here, that's like the exhaust right there up under there. And then over here we have some more cabinets, and of course we have a wine rack with the drinks. Once again, Temu. I got these little accessories from Temu. I have another little area, you know, for which I'm assuming that they probably use this more so for mixing drinks and things. But of course, you know, you can use it if you want to go on ahead and cut, you know, do some cutting board things and stuff like that. I did an island, and you can see that I have the dishwasher right there. There's the dishwasher, and then just a couple of cabinets under the under the sink. And the sink, of course, the sink is you know, a couple beads, and once again, it is a straw, just a regular old straw that I painted black. And then of course, you know, not to say that everybody's messy, but you know, I wanted to make it look like a bachelor pad. You know, they didn't wash the dishes. So once again, Temu, all of this stuff, Temu. Once again, this, you know, this box of pizza, Temu, and some donuts, Temu, which by the way, I love them both. I love pizza and I love donuts, so why not? And that side right there is one of the guys' sides, and there bedside table. Not just a bedside table, but it also serves as a a place for them to put their clothes at. So or so it's like a drawer as well. And yes, you see the Holy Bible, yes indeed. And then we have the Play Office. So you see that I have, yes, I did make the chair. The chair is made out of fabric and some felt and some contact paper as well. I put some books down there and just some little accessories, like this little globe here. And this is actually a printer and a scanner and fax machine, things like that or whatnot. And then of course the light, all of that, Temu. The computer, that also, Temu. I made a bookshelf, and of course the little books came from Temu. And actually these books, they're a little bigger, but I collect Swarovski crystal, so I never threw the books away, and they just come in handy to, kind of go ahead and throw in here, and, look like some books. Then we have the television and a plant here, and just a couple little things. Once again, this came from Temu, and that came from Temu. It's like a little gold chest. Just, some decorations. That window is actually like the plexiglass, or like I said, it's either plexiglass or, like I said, the plastic from off of, whatever it is that I can find a big piece of plastic from. I think the fun thing with this one is that I allowed it to be a little bit more functional and accessible. So meet the little puppy. That's the puppy. So I gave him his little area. So there's a puppy in this one too. Remind me if I showed you the puppy in the first house. If I didn't, I'll have to show you guys, but there's a puppy in there too. So he has his little area as well. So this is a coffee table that I made out of, once again, cardboard and contact paper. And then I just found a nice little vase from Temu and just went on here and just put that on there. So now you're getting ready to see the functionality of this that I just never, like I said, I wanted to make it a little bit more functional, move things around a little bit more. So I can actually take this out. And then I actually made a futon. And I made this futon out of, pretty much the same thing that I'll make a bed out of. It has some foam in there, and has some foam. It has, a pillow there, and this can actually go down, but you can see where it's set up to where you can you can sit there, but you can also make it a bed. You can futon bed. So that's there, but once again, it's removable. I did make two. I made two. Goodness, don't let my brain go ahead and go away now. I made two. To go with the island, I made two of the. I'm sorry, I have a brain fart. just, you know, we're just gonna call them cocktail tables. So right now, you'll have to forgive me. I worked last night, so so I did make 2 of them. It'll probably pop in my head later on, but they can actually come out as well. And once again, there's a, you know, that's the second one over there. It's, you know, it can count as the bedside table, but also a place for the boys to be able to put their clothes in. And then I have a light fixture. This light fixture I actually did get from Dollar. This light fixture I did get from Temu. So I just wanted to go ahead and put that in there. I think my most fun part of all of this is that I made Murphy beds. And I made these Murphy beds out of this. My Murphy beds were made out of these Kleenex things. So I just cut them in half, glued them together, made them as long as I needed them to be. And they actually are long enough to be able to fit the, you know, it's long enough to fit the, you know, to fit the, well, you know, of course they're Kens ultimately, but they're long enough to fit the, you know, for Steven and Eric, you know, to sleep in. And the best part about it is that with some Velcro and some imagination, it comes down. So that's one bed. And then here's the other bed. Come down too. So they have their beds there. And then of course when they're done, you know, they can put them right on back up. They can put them back up and, you know, put the futon back in there and go on and do whatever it is that they need to do. So, like I said, so I think of, you know, so I try to, you know, better things, you know, the more I, you know, I try to better my techniques and make things, bar stools, there we go. See, I figured it would come back, bar stools. I try to make things, I try to get better, you know, as I go. I try to do better, so. But you see what I'm saying, you know, you can move that so that you can bring those beds down and all that. So, so that was very fun and probably the quickest thing. Of course, it wasn't until I came over to the getaway home, which once again I was not planning on doing, but I did anyway. So I'm gonna go on ahead and give you, like I said, a 360 of that. You know, that's gonna have to be another day where I will have to, you know, go on ahead and go through each room and, you know, what I did and all of that. So that's one of the bedrooms, and that's the other bedroom. And yes, they both have their own bathrooms in there. And also there's a balcony off of this one. So I'm considering this one to be the master bedroom. So of course, like I said, I'm gonna go through all of that with you guys. And then of course the main floor, kitchen, and the dining room area, another office area, and look at that. And I did a sectional in here. and another table in there. And you'll see that there is a set of doors that lead out to the backyard. And this is the van. I think I told you guys I got this van for like, I got like two of these vans for like, I don't know, like this Barbie vans, but I guess I got them for like $2 or something. I don't know, you know, like I said, you know, my way of thinking is, oh, you know, they can, you know, like when you're going on vacation, you know, you have like a little area, you know, extra little space to drive and all of that. Here is the guest home, or guest, you know, guest home. As you can see back there, I did a outdoor bar. And I went to Dollar Tree and got these, which are actually active working solar lights that can be turned on and off, but I think they only turn on and off at nighttime, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Like if it's bright and all that, it's not gonna, I don't think they, let's see, let's test it. But oh well, we'll look at it later. I did a fence, and yes, I did put those, you know, some of this is actually contact paper. This is contact paper, but these rocks are real. I wanted, you know, a real looking fence. And that's going to be a koi pond. Like I said, I'm not completely done. I still have some embellishments that I'd like to do, you know, to finish it off completely. Like I said, so, you know, you can take a look at the bar and the bar stools. And yes, there is a bathroom in the guest house area. You see the pool and the jacuzzi up the top. And yes, I did have to make the winch again. I'll have to go, you know, I'll go through all this, but yes, this is like a, you know, a nice little area, and then, you know, and then the fence there. I did go through and do a walkway and a patio. We're gonna get ready to walk around there so that you can see that better that way. So I did a walkway with the patio, well, not a walkway, with rocks, and that was very fun. And then here's the area for, you know, them eating, and this, you know, this table, and of course the chairs. They, you know, they kind of lay back a little bit, but you know, there's 4 chairs. Once again, when we get ready to go through this, I will show you and talk to you about everything that I did to get there. Here's a nice, you know, layback chair for whoever's laying back in the, you know, laying back and sunbathing or whatever it is they do. I did a garden. That was really fun. Many of you that know me, I'm new to gardening and that kind of thing, but here I am trying it all out. So, and then of course another outdoor kitchen, which of course must be, you know, you have to have that. How much fun are they gonna have without that? And then of course another, you know, an outdoor sink and all that. So like I said, this is just your sneak peek, and I will be going through this in the next video, if not live, or however it is that I go about it. But I just wanted you guys to see that I have been working on it. Like I said, I do have to finish that koi pond over there, right there. I'm gonna do a koi pond, so there's actually gonna be like, you know, not even this kind of water. It's gonna be like a, I'll show you, and you'll see. You'll see it's gonna be like actual koi fish in there, not real koi fish, but once again, Temu just provides so much stuff to be able to take your allows you to take your imagination to a whole nother level. And so, and once again, like I said, thrift stores, Dollar Tree, Walmart, Amazon, anything where that looked good to me that I wanted to go on ahead and get and put it together. And here we are with that. Like I said, so next time we will go through that and we will take a look at that. Once again, I hope that everyone is doing well, and please take care of yourselves. And until then, and hopefully I will be going live soon. And just like I said, just take care of yourselves. I hope all is well. And we will talk later. And thank you guys for your time of taking a look at, what I have taken my time to do, which has made me feel a whole lot better. And like I said, I had to learn when I'm doing this because I can be a perfectionist. I think some of us can be, but I had to be like, okay, you know what? Can I live with this? And if I can live with it, then yes, I'm good and I'm done and I'm happy. So, but like I said, I think it's really good, for someone who does not do construction or anything like that. So, like I said, so it's really a surprise for me, and even the people that know me are like, wow, because I never knew that I could do any of this stuff. So, and here I am, right? Like, look at that. So once again, I hope you all have a great day, and I hope all is well. And we will talk later.